Hello, English learners. When you study English, you come across some language notes which need to be clarified. So, get your notebooks ready because today's lesson answers all your questions related to these points. Let's start by the difference between personality and character. A character refers to a set of morals, mental qualities, and beliefs that makes a person different from others. Again, the characters refers to those morals and qualities which you have and the beliefs which you have also that make you a different person from other people. However, a personality is the outer appearance and behavior of a person. One other difference is a character indicates the traits of a person which are hidden from sight. So you cannot change the character of a person because he has traits which are hidden from you and you have to search for it. But the personality of an individual may change with time. And there is one proverb related to this, which is you cannot change the leopard's spots. Means you cannot change someone's character, but his or her personality changed over time with the outer appearance. So when you decide to tie the knot or get married, go for a character rather than personality. And this is the difference between a character which is not easily to change and the personality which is the outer appearance or the behavior of somebody. Let's move on to the difference between immigrate and immigrate. Both means to travel from one place, especially your hometown or homeland, to another place. Let's see this example. He immigrates from Colombia to immigrate to USA. So immigration means to travel temporarily, to travel for one specific reason. For example, I immigrated from Colombia to USA to visit some relatives and I'm going back again to Colombia, my homeland. But immigrate or immigration means to travel permanently, means not going back to your homeland. You will travel to the USA and you will stay there and it will be your next homeland. So immigration or immigration means to travel temporarily, but immigration means to travel permanently. Permanently means to go and never come back. But temporarily means to go for some reason and you get back again to your homeland. Right, let's move on to the difference between in time and on time. On time means someone who is punctual and never gets late. If something happens on time, it happens at the time which was planned. Means the same time which was planned for. So if I describe someone that he is punctual, means he always comes on time. Jack is a punctual person. He comes to work every day on time. Means if the work starts at 8 o'clock, he comes at 8 o'clock. And he never gets late. How about in time? In time means in time for something or to do something means soon enough. It doesn't necessarily mean to be on time on certain time sharp, but soon enough. For example, will you be home in time for dinner? For example, if the dinner starts at 9 o'clock or 9 p.m., can you be home at 8:30? But on time means at 9 sharp. So again, on time means punctual. Punctual means he never gets late or he never come sooner. He comes at the specific time. But in time means soon enough or If the certain appointment starts at a certain hour, he can come soon enough or before this certain hour. Alright, let's move on to the difference between a European country and an EU country. When should I use the article a and when should I use the article an? Let's see. Some nouns that begin with a vowel have an initial consonant sound, and these use a. For example, you would say an EU country because E is like elephant and elephant. We're dealing with the sounds, not the letters. Again, we're dealing with the sounds, not the letters. So an E like elephant, and EU country. Because it begins with a vowel sound. But when you say a European like uniform, we're dealing with the sound U. European country. Because European sounds like it begins with a Y, and as I said, we're dealing with sounds, not letters. For example, a university, a user, but an umbrella, an umbrella. Right. What is the difference between fruit and fruits? Which is correct, fruit or fruits? When you think of fruit as a group collectively and in non-specific way, then we tend to use the word fruit without S. Means what? Let's see. If you want to talk about two apples and an orange, you wouldn't use fruits, but different fruit. If you are talking about a group of fruits which are different, apples, oranges, and pomegranate, you will use the word fruit without an S. If you are eating now different fruit, for example, orange, apples, pomegranate, strawberries, different kinds, you can say fruit for different kinds of fruit. However, when you're speaking of apples, oranges, and the like, fruits refers to kinds or species of fruit, which refers to either one kind, which fruit you like the best, or one item. Again, fruit refers to different kinds of fruit. Strawberries, oranges, apples, all in the same basket, you can say fruit. But when you are eating only one kind, which is apples or oranges or whatever, you can say fruits. This is the difference. Let's move on to differentiate between in school or at school. Sometimes when you are writing an essay or a paragraph and the word school is mentioned, you are confused which is correct. I use in school or at school. Actually, there is a difference between both prepositions. Let's see. At school refers to being inside the building, but in school means you are still learning and you are still a student, even if you are in college. For example, I work as a teacher of English, and every day I go in the morning to school from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. I am at school working, but I'm not in school anymore because I'm not a student anymore. I'm not learning. I'm at school working. So at school means you are inside the building of school, but in school means you are still learning. So there is a difference between both prepositions. Alright, let's move on to the next point. The difference between short vowels and long vowels. Actually, there is one simple difference which is mainly in pronunciation, as long vowels are pronounced as they are written, like letters. For example, long A as in main, but short A as in man. So, if you notice the pronunciation, the long vowels are pronounced as they are written. Main, train, pain, and lots of other long vowels. but the short vowel is as in man, cat, so on. Okay. And the last point is the difference between classic and classical. Classical is used to describe something as having a particular old-fashioned style. You can use it like the word ancient or the adjective ancient, like classical music or classical architecture. But classic is used to describe something that has been held in high regard for years, something which has a particular status. For example, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon is a classic album, or Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn, his masterpiece, is considered a classic book of American literature. You cannot describe it as classical or ancient. You describe it as classic means of a particular position or status which makes it elegant. So classical means ancient or to describe something as having a particular old-fashioned. But classic means of a particular regard or status. These are some important points which you need to bear into your mind when you are writing or you are speaking and using the English language. So I'm awaiting your comments about these differences, and if you can mention some examples to clarify your understanding and show me that you understood this lesson, it would be great. Thank you very much. See you in the next lesson.